you scan these in before you upload them? Can you turn the
I
pages? 'Cause-
can't turn them because I don't have Adobe.
Oh, okay, so that's something I'm going to say you need to buy.
Yep, I don't have that, so I can't. I
Alright.
tried to do it. I can do the whole thing, but I
No.
can't do it page by page.
So
I
you
don't
do
know
the
how
whole
people
thing and
can
something's screwed up
function
with it,
without
right?
Adobe.
You do the whole thing and everything is screwed up.
Right.
Everything's turned.
But if you buy the Adobe, you can do individual
Yeah,
pages.
okay. How much is that? $100?
Okay.
Why did we, did they ever figure
Not
anything
fast.
out on the lawsuit?
That's fine.
Are we-
Good morning, Rod. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, that's missing Lauren, I guess, or whatever. Okay, I'll call this meet, this is,
Oh, yeah, he's told me he wasn't gonna be here. Sorry,
Lauren's not gonna be
sorry.
here?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
I'm sorry.
so, this is a scheduled county commission meeting. I'll call it to order, please. Everybody stand for pledge of allegiance. Pledge
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Rod's in the
So,
back with the echo.
I'll do a roll call. Edlin,
Here,
Gabriel, here. Zorn,
Here,
my phone, and Lauren is absent, and Tranby's here. So I need approval of the agenda, but I have to add one thing to it here. Wayne is gonna be on to talk about a couple things on the hourly rates for the blades and stuff, and work on that, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the addition of the road department.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Second by Gabriel. All in favor of approving the agenda as with extra additions of the road department, say aye.
Aye.
I,
Same sign, motion carried, thank you. What do we got left here? Oh, approval of the March 24th and 31st meeting minutes. Guys want to take a peek at those quick. We had this, last week had the special one with the opening of the gun bins
Yeah, I mean, I see.
and the IT person too, so.
I make a motion to approve the March 24th and the March 31st meeting minutes and dispense with the reading.
I have a motion from Edlin to approve the minutes of the 24th and 31st as presented. Do I have a second? Second by Gabriel. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, motion carried, thank you. Let's see here. Bills, guys gonna look at the bills for me, please? Anything new up there stands out, Sam?
Not that I see.
Okay.
Are we able to, with the new software, be able to send the reports again, the monthly reports? You getting better at it?
We're getting there.
Sure.
I got the budget in like they told me to, and then we were able to get this report. It's not showing up. When they were here, they were like, well, that's strange. That's as far as we got. So I know that we should be able to, but we're not there.
How about just the assets, the
Yeah, the expense.
balance, it's
Yeah,
the balance.
no. No, that's the one that I'm trying to run.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a no.
So no.
That's a hard no.
I'm hopeful.
I
that
am
it-
patient.
it's
It's a learning curve on with new software, so.
So Amber, I see of the actual enterprise, is that a body camera for one of the deputies? Okay. For you, okay.
You guys all should have
Yep, that's the last one. We're all put it out.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the expenses.
I have a motion from Edlin to approve the bills to pay. Do I have a second? Second by Gabriel. I'll do a voice vote on this. So, Edlin,
Aye.
Gabriel, aye. Darn,
I,
and Tranby votes aye. Motion carried. Okay. Okay, next on the agenda is Sheriff Amber Michaelis for office update.
Office update. One thing we are doing is a golf tournament For fundraising, I just printed out for community outreach, so. That a girl. So what we make on this will go into a separate fund with the treasurer, auditor, whoever does that. And the money will go directly back into the community. It's gonna be for like our parade candy. Right now, we buy it out of our own pockets. Like our cops and robbers, we want to do more seminars with kids, elderly, all that stuff that gets us in the community. This way we can do it without begging people and then hopefully we can do more fundraisers and kind of build that a little bit.
I love that idea.
Yeah, so we can be out there more doing things and getting our faces out there. So, I mean, if y'all want to go, thanks, Seth.
You're welcome. It was Clay.
Well, golf, but I guarantee you.
It's almost full already, so that didn't take long.
That's good.
How many teams can sign up?
20,
Yeah,
that's it, 20 teams.
that's exciting.
That's about all I got. I'm getting loaded with frauds, online frauds, so that's one thing that I would like to start doing some seminars on, is sending your money to people you don't know.
Right.
It's bad. I mean, these people are good at it.
Especially when they call you from both of them.
Mhm.
I get a lot of them. And I answer them because it's. So.
Other than that, we're sitting pretty good.
Okay.
The vehicle, they gave me an update of June to get it outfitted.
Okay.
So that's not terrible. That'll be here before we know it. Vehicle's working awesome.
Okay. Any more in the county, any more like, any more burglars, anything like that, up or anything?
Not recently.
Okay.
Not recently. So. That's all I got for you. Unless you guys have anything for me.
I do not. I'm good. Thank
Okay.
you
Thank
for
you,
everything.
guys.
I read I saw the writing in the
Oh,
post on Facebook.
Of course, you made the WDUI news.
Yep,
No, I thought that was really.
That's
cool.
pretty good.
mhm.
that was amazing.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Okay, well, thank you.
You are very welcome.
Appreciate it.
With us talking about that golf tournament,
Sure.
I know a lot of us are going to be attending this. Wondering if we can close the courthouse down so that we are able to go and help Amber or have our team.
And we do need help.
I know a lot of us have teams, if we could.
Let me think about that. I
Yeah.
love the idea. I love the idea and I love this. I love the support of, and it is a day,
Mhm.
but let me think about that because
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
probably, I wouldn't say close the courthouse, but I mean, if some of you guys want to volunteer your time, that's understandable, but I'd at least like to see somebody here. In case somebody needs something.
Otherwise, I think it'll be on a office by office.
And that's
Kind of
fine, if
thing
you guys
too.
want to do that, and then just make sure you're ready available, if somebody comes up, has got questions, you can at least come over here and help them out.
Yeah, post your cell phone number. If somebody needs something, have them call you. You can zip up here for them or.
We will have an overtime for that Friday and Friday night.
Oh, that's
That's it,
quiet.
okay.
Mhm.
Well, okay, no, I see your point, but yeah, no, I kind of agree with Josh on that one too. We gotta keep it open.
I didn't hear Josh. What did Josh say?
Basically, if they want to take their time and volunteer to help out, that's great. But at least post something like your number status or have somebody here from each department or from another department. So if somebody does come up here and they need some assistance or they need to take care of something, they can be taken care of.
I agree.
So,
And nowadays people can text or call.
yeah, and
or,
that's,
you
that,
know,
they
and-
can, but we should still have it open to the public because
Yep,
you never know, somebody might finally get a day off to take care of whatever business they need to,
Right.
and then they turn around, close on them, they ain't gonna be happy,
yep, I like that idea too. I like Josh's idea.
so.
Perfect. You got Travis around?
Yeah. You
He
wanna,
was just in the IT
wanna go
room.
grab them?
You guys can go on to Wayne.
Yeah, well, Wayne, want to come up and
You want me
talk
to
to
go
us?
get them?
Yeah, somebody, I'll go get, yeah. Have a seat there, Wayne.
So we've discussed this somewhat. I was supposed to come up with a new hourly rate for our new motor graders and other equipment that we use, and we do work for private individuals or townships. Our last equipment schedule was done in February 2013. And now we're purchasing new blades, which have increased quite a bit. So prior to now, our graders were $75 an hour. All surrounding counties are at least $120 an hour or more. So the sheet I handed out to commissioners here shows that the motor graders price will now be $120. Townships or cities for blading and snow removal. And loader work, 125, used to be 75. Snow removal, the same, $125 an hour. Dozer we don't use very much, that's increased. Along with our snowplow trucks, they were 80, now they're gonna be $100 an hour. Can do a lot of work in an hour with a truck. I increased all of it. Private work, we went up a little higher. Private work on snow removal, blading, it's going to be $150 an hour with the commissioner's approval. And same as the loader, snow removal, $150 an hour. Mowing ditches, we were $100 a mile. We're gonna do $150 a mile. I did send a picture of this to Rod also. So tractor and snow blower 150, tractor and retriever 150. Grader with a disc, which we don't do much anymore. We use a tractor, 150 an hour. Rotary mower, $200. She put tractor, 150. Tractor trailer, 18 cubic yard trailer, $120 an hour plus the product in the hopper. And we have some old I-beams and channel irons across the street. I increased them $2 a foot. So if we could have your blessing, this is what we would use, I guess.
Can we put this on the county website, Sam? This sheet,
Absolutely.
you know, so then we can look at it, you know, so. Now, definitely, we definitely have to go up. There's no question about that. Been fairly reasonable over the last few years.
Yes, we have.
Compared to the other counties.
You know, why would anybody start their own tractor or anything if somebody can come in there for $37.50 or $40
Right.
for half an hour, you know?
Yep.
So
You-
it all takes
you know,
away
and I-
time.
And I think we're very reasonable, even that you'll even split an hour. You know, that you'll go in and you build a private driveway for a half an hour.
Yeah,
You know, most people won't do that. There's a 1 hour minimum. So,
Correct.
you know, still raising the price and only charging a half hour, I think is very reasonable. I was just down in Grand Forks and rented equipment, and you can't even rent equipment for this without, let alone put fuel and an operator in it. So I think this is very reasonable yet.
Do we need to motion to accept this, or this is
Yep.
just good?
Yeah, we have to motion to accept this, so. Anyway, so I'm good with this. It's,
I'll make that motion.
motion by Averill for the new hourly equipment rates for Griggs County for the road department. Do we have a second?
I'll
I'll
second.
second that.
Rod will second.
Rod will second that. Rod from Zorn. Anyway, I always forget this part. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Okay, now we'll go. Go ahead.
I got one question
Sure.
for Wayne. It's just a question now that we don't have to change anything, but just, have you guys run that mulch head much? I know you ran it a lot, mowing grass and cattails down last year. The question I have is if you go out and do, say somebody's got a section of some CRP ground or something or whatever that they want done, that, your wear on your knives and stuff are gonna be a lot, about twice what they are now. And, those teeth are quite expensive to replace. Did you have a cost in on that?
I didn't, I don't think I included that, I guess, in there.
Or you just don't. do
You know,
it.
that,
We
that,
probably
that
wouldn't do
might
it.
be something
Right.
to, just to consider, just the wear on that machine, and if you're just gonna continue doing grass for the county, which you guys did last year, it looks fantastic, but if anybody, even if you come to a ditch, it's full, like, around a culvert and stuff, that's full of volunteer willow and stuff, those teeth are, they're quite expensive to replace.
I think if it comes to any private individual, we have the opportunity to just say no,
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay,
we're not gonna go out and take away projects from somebody that's contracting
Yeah.
or doing that.
I know there's a couple guys that are doing that. So there is people that do it. They don't have to hire the county. So,
Right.
but anyway, that was just the one thing I thought of. Is I didn't see it on the list here, but other than that,
Yes,
everything was really good.
it's,
Is there any
we
way we
did
could
wear
just,
them down quite a bit this last year.
is there any way we could just leave it, and if we still start doing a lot of them, we can maybe add it?
I can easily add it in there.
Yeah.
I would prefer not to
To do
because
it,
we're
yeah.
just taking
Okay.
our equipment out.
That's fine, so that's.
And then they're damaged equipment. in case you hit something.
Save it
That's
for
supposed to be
ourselves.
there. Hidden dangers, I call it,
I think if you're driving over tree stumps.
Yep.
So they're that big. And they're that tall, you're gonna cause problems through your tracks.
I know civil blades aren't cheap and they're not, it takes
No.
some hours to swap them out, so.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have first and a second, so we'll do a voice vote in this, so. Edlin,
Aye.
Averill,
I,
Dorn,
I
and Travis, aye, motion carried. Okay,
Thanks, Wayne.
thank you,
Thank
Wayne.
you.
Anything else, Wayne?
We have progress through our background checks,
Okay,
so I've only got one problem where we were going through the process, we filled out all the information and then we got to the picture. We had to take a picture of the
person,
their driver's license front and back, and it didn't show up. So then we were gonna try to do it with a phone. And that didn't work. So then I called the company. And meanwhile, we went back to that page and then there's it was where you could take a picture of the license, both sides,
oh,
and a
okay,
picture of the person.
Okay.
So I did that. I called back. Said we completed it, but it doesn't show up as a completed process. So I gotta call him again and probably have to go back and go through
Who's
it
that
again.
for?
For Jeff Johnson. Do you receive copies of this stuff?
You?
That's the only one.
okay. Any applicants for the opening?
Got one.
Okay. We still running the ads, yeah?
Yes,
We still are, okay,
just the last week.
last week, okay. All I got. Okay,
Thank you.
thanks, Wayne.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up, Mr. Palm, IT project update.
TV installation is going good. We got everything mounted. This week we should get everything terminated, tested, and do some training for Samantha, and we should be on new system by next meeting for you guys. So one item that did come up though, speaking of Samantha, so the power cords are behind you guys in the floor there. And we kind of, it's a concern of tripping, concern of, pulling cables, something might happen. So Josh and I were looking at ways to get outlets underneath here. So I'm working with him to kind of get some pricing together here this week. So we'll have that for you guys, the next meeting to consider that for power to the actual table here. Then I
I'm
think
sure
that
it'll
would
be nice.
Yeah, I think that. Unfortunately, the floor boxes were designed with a U shape. So
Yeah.
So I think it would be wise for us to do that in my recommendation. So.
Sure.
And then we got all the equipment ordered for the camera systems, and then we should start on that this week too, probably. So start pulling cables for that. So we should make good progress on that then. So
You're thinking in the next couple weeks, you might get everything up and running.
the TV system is the priority for getting that for your next meeting. Give Samantha enough time here. We can actually do some test calls and test everything so she can get used to the new system for stuff. But yeah.
And the mics you said are coming too.
Yeah, we have the mics are in, everything's in the other room here. We have all the equipment for this project. So the camera stuff has been all ordered. PO has been released for that, and that should be in here this week. We have all the cable and stock, so we're gonna start pulling that right away when we get done with this project. So but, no, it's going well. So
What are we gonna do with our old television?
we're repurposing that for the sheriff's department for their EOC room. Or there's a pretty small TV in there for stuff.
That would be nice.
So be for like cameras, we're feeding in for that, anything operational stuff, if we need to have if there's something going on, we need to have information up for that, for them. So I think that's a good use of that TV for that system, so.
Wonderful.
And then this system too, I guess I haven't talked to Amberly about it too, but we're using what's called MOIP, or media over IP. So we can actually take the camera feeds from the sheriff's office and put them on these TVs if you needed to for anything. So if there's a situation that requires more people, we can make this room as operational too, and vice versa. We can kind of
Which we've had a lot of lately.
unfortunately, yes, we have had. So that also opens up the ability to have a little flexibility for stuff for moving those videos around. So.
And Travis is here every time we do that, getting everything ready, and it's much appreciated.
Yeah.
Very, very, very helpful.
Technology is wonderful.
When you don't have someone who knows how to use it.
Technology is great.
I check my email, what? No.
Yeah. You have, are you something to add to, Kelly, or what do you?
No,
No, okay,
No.
okay.
I'm just-
Okay, thanks, Travis.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. You have Jamie and State's attorney? Yeah, but.
Yeah.
No, he's not on. Okay.
do you want to talk about it?
I can talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
So I had talked to Sam and I talked to Jamie both. So we have the Victim Advocate Fund, and that fund grows every criminal case that we have. They're assessed a victim fee, and that $25 fee goes into a county fund that is to be, there's three uses that you can have it for. It can be used to pay for the statewide, is it Savin at the Savin, that program? And it should go to a victim domestic abuse program. So what we have done in the past is we've written a check to Valley City. That's where I send all of our people for domestic violence, sometimes restraining orders, depending if it deals with certain type of violence. So I send all of them to Valley City. So in the past, we've, funded, sent that money to them. At $25 at a pop, it's grown. It's a fund, I think, that should be distributed yearly. So that was the conversation that we had. I had it with Jamie and I talked with Sam too. Right now, there's over $9,000 in that fund. So at $25 a fee, you see it's grown quite a bit.
So it's a continuous fund.
Yes, yep. So it's kind of an in and out type fund. And 2021 was the last time, I think we'd given $10,000 to APOC because we had upwards of close to $18,000 at that time. So I talked to Sam and I emailed Jamie and thought that it should be something put in place by the commissioners. And I don't know if Sam's office would then do it. I don't know if you want to pay it out quarterly or yearly. But it's one of those funds that, like I said, the money
Right.
comes in and it should go out. It's not, it's kind of just been held here and it really shouldn't be, but we just haven't really put something in place for it. Larger counties do it monthly, but of course we don't, you know, have the volume that they have. So when I talked to Jamie, you know, he said that this is something that should go out, so.
So the only question I have that's in is, I'm not against what you're saying. Is there like a whole list and then we could just choose from each time that we do that, or how
So
would that work?
there are several centers, so it has to be a domestic violence program.
Okay,
And I guess in our area, like there's one, I think in Devil's Lake, there's one, Valley City's the closest one to us, so that's where we have sent it. There is a list of centers that you can distribute it to. Like I said, I guess I've worked a lot with Valley City and that's who we've done before, so that's just who I, you know, that's, I would recommend, but that's a decision you guys can.
And they've helped us a lot with,
and that's
Yeah,
fine.
and
I
they
just,
can-
I just didn't know if you actually had a list and then each time you just picked a different one at each time. That's why I was asking. So,
Yeah,
but
and
if
you
you
know-
got one prefer, I don't have anything.
You know,
against
it's the
that.
one that we send our, I guess, our victims to.
right, and they turn
And-
around and help us a lot with
Yeah.
just gifts and this
Yeah,
and that.
Amberly and I had a
Christmas
great
and-
conversation a few years ago with one of the gals from there. And she said they can even come do outreach programs for the school. They do, what was it called? Like smart dating
Mhm.
for
They
teenagers.
have a lot of
and
resources.
They
And
really
they're
do.
close and-
Yeah, and it would be nice if, you know, if we could tap into some of that more. So I guess we've just kind of supported them because they're the closest unit to us, but you know, that's something
Okay.
you guys can decide too. But we just thought, right now it's just kind of, it's a budget that Jamie handles and maybe we could just put something in place where it's just,
I like annually, because I'm sure we don't.
yeah. Yep.
Does that work easiest for you? Is annually, like the end of the year, send them something, send them money, or beginning of the year, every year?
So when I'm kind of thinking about it, you know, if it's gonna be up to my office to do this, because it's always been left up to the state's attorney, if we could do it in the beginning of the year, that way, if I
Sure.
forget or, you know, miss it or whatever, then it's like, I still have a few months to get it still within that year, and so that I'm not like rushing it by the end or whatever, but doesn't matter, whatever you guys are wanting, we can, you know, put it in the calendar to do it quarterly, we can put it in the, you know, we'll put it in the calendar of when you want it, but I just, if we could do it in January, then I'm like, I know I'm gonna get it within that year.
So
on
it
the-
used to be a budget that was included with my stuff. So as the clerk of
Because the
court-
money comes from the
So-
clerk of court?
Yep, so the defendants pay, it goes into the program, and then when I do my month end, that money goes into the treasurer's office. She gets a report, so she knows how much money to put in that fund based on that report. So then, I don't know, 13 years ago, whenever a different set of commissioners just moved that over to the state's attorney. I don't think it was really any particular reason other than they wanted the clerk stuff just to only be the clerk, so. You know, if you, it doesn't matter, it's something we can talk about at budget season on who does
You
it.
do a voucher, you give that to me, I'm good.
But you know, because once we distribute this large amount, it won't be a significant amount every single year moving forward. So doing it quarterly probably wouldn't make a lot of sense, but yearly, for sure,
So-
just to get to those programs that.
So if we gave it to you, you'd be able to be like, remember to do it annually?
I
instead of
could put
giving
that
it-
amongst my stuff and
Yeah.
then do a voucher and then however the treasurer and auditors.
Yeah, because it all
I'm
comes
not-
through, filters through you anyways, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
But you
yeah.
still want commission to give your, to,
You
I
guys will
think it's
see,
something
you
that
guys
you
will
should-
see
yeah.
it just like you
Just-
do all the other ones. I
Okay.
don't write checks
Okay.
outside of you guys
okay.
Right.
normally,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
For
and
you.
I don't make those money
Sometimes.
decisions. That's something that you as a board
Yeah.
should make the decision of, you know, filtering that out
Where it
when
goes
it
to.
should go and where it should go. I don't feel that
No.
there shouldn't be any one employee in this county that makes that decision.
Okay.
I don't want to check.
So that voucher will still,
I
you
will
know,
say Valley
if
City is
Kelly,
wonderful.
They really are. I could
my
pick up
little
the
input.
phone and call her, the gals, and email them, and they send out quarterly newsletters, and if
They're great to work with.
they really, really are.
So question for you is, how much, so we got 9,000 there right now.
Correct.
So how much would you think we'd give them like this next year? What would we do?
You know,
That's it.
I would do it now, and then at the end of the year, empty it once a year, wouldn't you?
right, I don't think that in that something that, I guess, I don't know, Jamie could answer, or maybe if you've seen, I think the funds to run the state program, I don't know if there's a quarterly or yearly fee for that. I know that there was a one-time fee when they set that up, when the Marcy's law went into effect,
Yeah.
whatever year that was, 16, 17,
like
whatever
that.
that was. When that went into effect, they had this program, and the counties had to pay a little bit for that, but so that's the only thing I would say, maybe find that out first, but then
Okay.
it probably should be emptied if there isn't anything that the county has to pay towards anything else.
Right.
It's very clear in the Century Code, there's 3 options, and those are.
I'd say, yeah, annually, we just give it annually and, you know, like Sam, you know,
Do we need to make a motion on that?
or do we gotta wait, do we actually have to wait for Jamie, or is there some kind of? Cause
Is there a legal
You
thing
could
on that,
say-
or?
You could
That's what I'm worried
say,
about.
just, you can make a motion to, empty those funds, with the exception if there's a yearly.
We think
fee or
Rod
something
will.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
we lost Rod.
We lost Rod.
Well, I want to make a motion that those funds are managed by your department. Oh,
Okay.
so that it's on her budget, on her listing.
Yeah, it's a separate fund.
Mhm.
It's got.
It's in the
own
general, it's
number.
in the Schedule Cs.
Oh,
its
okay, it's a
own thing.
Schedule C.
It's not in the general fund. It's got its own
It's got
fund,
its
and
own
so,
funds.
Oh,
but
okay.
Because
so
it's
then I'll
supposed to
just,
be in and out. fund,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, so that doesn't need a motion. That's just,
It's already there anyway.
right.
it's already there,
It's just
and
who's managing
we'll
it,
just
I
let
guess.
Kelly manage it because it's funds that go in note from her anyways, so. Okay,
so we just need a motion for, basically for us to approve it to go out.
annually.
That's what you
Yep,
want. You
so-
you want our blessing where it's gonna go to. Is that what you're
Yeah,
after?
because these funds have a purpose,
Yeah.
and we're just collecting it right now, and.
And
I'm
we,
sure
Like I
Valley
said,
City
at
would
25
appreciate $9,000
Yeah,
right
and
now.
at $25, it's significantly.
and we can bring it up at the first meeting every year. Have you bring it to us first
Yep, I
meeting
can
every
bring
year,
the-
and say,
The voucher
hey,
for approval.
you know,
So
we should send it here, stuff like that, and you
Sure.
just want us to prove it.
Okay,
So you
I'm,
want, okay. So we just, do you want to just table it to next time, or what do you guys want to do with this one?
Nope, so I think,
can just
if you,
make the motion.
you just get me a voucher, whatever, we'll
Okay.
pay out what we need to this time, and then
Okay.
it'll just be a yearly thing that you guys see, but you guys will approve that at your next
Next
meeting
meeting.
with your.
it'll be on the voucher. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then just
Okay.
every once a year, every January, whatever, or December, whatever you feel, remember it, just put the voucher out for once a
Yeah.
year to pay those
Be
funds
nice
out
just to
to,
close out the year. I kind of do
to
the
Valley
same
City.
thing with certain restitutions that I have for certain individuals. They want that.
Well, like Sam said,
right?
probably best beginning of the year, it's easier for her, just because that way she'll see it, and then,
Yeah,
you know,
so
and
we'll do voucher this. I'll call Jamie or email him and see if there's any
Okay.
annual fee that we should reserve some of that funds for. If not, then we'll do a voucher and you can approve it at your next meeting. and then-
Okay.
Perfect.
That sounds
Yeah.
good to me, Kelly.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
good. I think that's all I
That's
have.
all you have?
You had asked about the IT project thing, and I was just gonna say, as soon as, some pieces of that are completed, and I don't know if if it has to, I'm gonna double check, because I don't know if the project has to be completed or if the purchasing part of it has to happen, but I can send in reimbursements for that grant that I have.
Okay.
But I'm gonna double check on that, and I'll bring that up. That was the only thing I was gonna mention, is that.
I was
we
here
can get back.
last week and I signed some stuff out for it, with Travis.
Electro watch.
Like a
Oh,
watchman
okay,
on
yeah.
the door locks and
Yep,
stuff. So
yep.
that's coming
Yeah,
with funds and stuff, so, okay.
Yep.
Okay,
all right.
Thank you,
That's all
Kelly.
I had. All right. thank
appreciate
you.
it. On that, so next item is we board meeting, noxious weed. Sam?
Yep, so we got a letter that, by century code, we need to update our noxious weed list for the county. And it has to be done every 5 years. The last time that we did it was in 2023. So we do have a little bit of years if you wanted to wait. But I recommend that we meet as the weed board at your next meeting, and we can discuss all of this and go from there.
Because we have to have a commission meeting, and right after that, we'll have the weed control meeting.
Right, you guys
Yeah.
make up the weed board too,
Yes.
and so this is outside of the commission
Commission,
meeting, this would be a weed board meeting. So I'll go and notice that as the weed board's gonna
Yep.
meet,
Right after
and
the
then
commission
we'll,
meeting.
we'll talk weed board after that
Yeah.
and,
Perfect.
and get this
Taken care
this
of.
list kind of situated.
Okay. That sounds good there.
So that's just to inform you guys of that.
Yep, okay. Next item is 2026 budget calendar.
So in your packet, you do have the 2026 budget calendar that I would like to go through. Our budget process will be starting here soon. And yeah, I know, we're all excited about it. So if you guys think that you need more time, less time, we can adjust this any way you want. Obviously, in between these times, we can have special meetings. It's better if we can just get it done within the regular meetings, but obviously those special meetings are available. So
Probably doesn't hurt to get a jump start on it, take a deal.
Right. My question on that is, do you guys need help? I know the departments wanted to discuss having a matrix scale for salary.
yes,
Do you guys have one figured out, or do you guys need help figuring that out, or how about you guys visit, and then if you want my help doing that, because I certainly will help.
Okay.
Let me know.
Okay.
I can help with running numbers for those things.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back?
Yep, we do.
Oh, you got it back on.
Yep, I've had it back for a little
Okay.
while.
Okay.
Yep.
This-
So we need a motion to approve this budget.
No,
we
no,
don't?
no.
Okay.
This is just to kind of,
Okay.
just information.
Okay.
This is the schedule that I'm kind of going with, so. This is how it's worked in the past, but if you guys feel like we need more time, less time, we'll kind of just take it as it comes this year.
No, if we need to meet in between and afterwards, I think we can do that too, but
Sounds good.
we can add meetings if need be.
And we're meeting in the morning, so I mean, if they go a little bit longer, that's. That, all right.
Rodney, have you seen this proposal or the budget calendar? You see this? Rod, still there? Hello, Rod?
I know where he's at. He's probably in and
Yeah,
out. He
okay.
said he's got some bad spots.
Yeah,
Get some
okay.
help for him.
Well, okay, then we'll go to the old courthouse, new courthouse. We got a little piece of good news.
We do.
Yeah, we go, yeah, I said, Kelly's listened to the last meeting. And back in 2010, they did the pestis survey. They did it back there when Bob Hook was here. So I have the report at home. I haven't read through it yet. So it's already been taken care of. That survey's
As long
been
as
done.
they'll take it. I
Take
mean,
it,
it is
yeah.
from
10,
in
2010,
10, but nothing's changed since
Yeah.
then,
Great.
so.
Yep. So we'll see here, but anyway, but that's the deal on that end of it, so.
Good.
That's one piece of good news, I guess. Well, I would say good news, but yeah.
What was the survey for you?
A pestis.
Oh, asbestos.
Asbestos.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna get, there's two companies gonna have come look at it again, but it's already been done, so,
Okay,
which is,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
get everything back from,
I haven't heard the updates yet. I'm sure he's still working on it.
okay, from the historical.
I can email him to see, an update status on it, but I haven't.
so,
I figured it takes a few weeks and
Yeah,
do all of that.
yeah, I've been to the courthouse probably in the last month, 3 times, different people, It's, the basement's pretty bad, And I guess the sheriff's department was over there and they got rid of all was the gun safety brought back, right? And some other stuff,
Yeah, we still have to get a bunch of files.
yeah, out of there too, so. It's not a pretty sight in the basement, let's put it that way, so. You can see where the mold's been growing on the walls, so. Not pretty. Upstairs isn't so bad, but just what it is, so. Anyway, that's all I have, I guess, on that, so. Anything else on that, guys? So, future business.
At your next meeting, we will have Elizabeth with the extensions office come and give you guys an update. But that is all that I have.
Weed control board, or weed board meeting.
Yep, the weed board, yep,
Okay.
correct, yep.
Okay, for right now. Anything else to think up, guys?
I don't have anything.
Anything, Josh?
I have asked Elizabeth to kind of be
Yep.
present
Yep.
at our weed board or whatever,
Yeah,
if she
that's-
had any recommendations for you guys as
Yeah,
well.
perfect. So. And probably you want to be at the next meeting then, Emmer, too, updates again like usual.
Sure.
Oh, I'll probably have Wayne back like usual too, so.
Okay, so then I'll get number and.
Rod, you still there?
Yeah,
You're back? Okay,
yeah.
okay, we're about done here. Anything else you can think of add to the future business next week or 2 weeks from now?
No,
Okay,
no, just on the matrix scale and stuff, I guess, we don't need to discuss that now, but that's,
Sure.
yeah, that's something we're gonna definitely have to work on.
okay, okay. So my favorite time of the meeting is now, so.
I'll make the motion to.
Israel makes a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second,
that.
either one of us.
Zoran seconds it. So all in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye.
Say aye.
Opposite sign, say nay. Motion carried. Thank you. Next meeting adjourned at 10:20. 10:11. Is adjourned at, next meeting is in January, no,
No, April,
April,
sorry.
April what? Get your thing there,
21st.
April what?
21st.
April 21st at 9:30 in this
Yeah,
room.
after Easter.
Thank you, people.
Hope you guys work that day after. Did you get the day before?
No, we'll
Did you
shut
get-
it down.
Did you guys get Good Friday off?
You guys get Friday off.
No.
You get Friday off, not Monday.
And that's,